Greetings, it's Iain from RTL here. Welcome to Retro Ranking, where we concentrate more on songs than albums. And today we're going to do another of those one from. And today it is one from 24 from Yes. Basically, we go through their albums in chronological order, and I pick out a track and just talk about it. It may not be my favourite, it must be, or just one that I like on the day when I put this together. So we're going to start off, of course, with the debut album, simply just called Yes. It came out in 1969. There's some really good tracks on this. I mean, I could have had Beyond and Before, or Yesterday and Today, but I went for I See You. I do like Peter Banks' guitar work in this. It's a jazzy sort of overtones on this. It's a great vocal from John. And I just really like this for its jazz overtones, and it's a brilliant little track. Up next, 1970, A Time and a Word. It's got some excellent tracks again on this. Astral Traveller is a killer track. A Time and a Word is a lovely song. But on this one, I went for No Opportunity Necessary, No Experience Needed. It is one of my favourite tracks on this album, and I like that interaction between Peter Banks and Tony Kaye. And of course it's got that little bit of the big country in it as well. And it's an absolute belter. 1971, a few changes. Steve Howell comes in, and the Yes album is out. Some killers on this as well. You've got Yours Is No Disgrace, killer. I've Seen All the Good People, a big popular one. Perpetual Change. But I have gone for my favourite track, and I always will, and it's Starship Trooper. Chris Squire's bass in this is absolutely magnificent. It's got a little bit of magnificent sort of great Bill Bruford drumming. It's just a fantastic track, isn't it? You can't go wrong with this one. Okay, 1971. Fragile. Roundabout. Everybody likes that. South Side of the Sky, Long Distance, Runaround. But for me, it's always been Heart of the Sunrise. And it's all to do with that great bass line from Mr. Chris Squire at the beginning, and that little bit of keyboard from Rick Wakeman, that doodly doodly doo. Some great drumming on that as well. Okay, 1972, the epic that is Close to the Edge. Only got 3 tracks on them, all brilliant. The wonderful pastiche You and I love that. Siberian Catrol, love Steve Howell's guitars. But it's the opening track, of course. Close to the Edge defines prog music for me. Absolutely brilliant. It's got the weirdness. It's got the great time signatures on the drums. Brilliant. Okay, 1973. Tales from Topographic Oceans. It's a hard album to listen to. Some of the tracks are, weird. You got the Reveling Science of God, which comes close second. But for me, it's Ritual, which is the only one I think always flows very well. I love the middle section of this. Some wonderful interplay between Rick and Steve on that. 1974, we go to Relayer. It's got wonderful sound chaser on it and To Be Over, but it has to be again Gates of Delirium, and I love that bit in the middle called Soon. John's vocal is absolutely delightful. Again, another album that sort of defines that sound. Okay, 1977, up comes Going for the One. It's got Parallels on Wondrous Stories, big hit for them. But it's Awaken. I love this. I like the wonderful church organ. you get some lovely pastiche phases of this. I love how this comes to a crescendo at the end. 1978 then for Tomato. It's a strange album. This is. It's got some. The outstanding things on here is Circus of Heaven and Onward, but I've gone for Don't Kill the Whale. It is my actual favourite track on here. There's some nice bits on Circus of Heaven and Onward, but Don't Kill the Whale is an absolute cracker. The drumming from Alan White on this is fantastic. Great track. Let me get to 1980. It's a real all change. John Anderson's gone. In comes Trevor Horn and Chris Downs for drama. Love this album. Does It Really Happen is a fantastic track. Tempest Fugit again. But it's that opening track. Machine Messiah. The guitar at the beginning from Steve Howe. And then you get that wonderful bass line from Chris. In comes Jeff on the keyboards. It is absolutely a dynamite track. Then we all go a little bit weird and poppy. 1983's 90125. Owner of the Lonely Heart. Overplayed. It's got a good riff though. Leave It. The sort of a cappella sort of thing. But I've always liked Hold On. I think it's got the Trevor Rabin's best guitar work on that track. I love that track. 1987. Big Generator. Hideous cover. Rhythm of Love's okay. Love Will Find a Way. Very sort of poppy commercial. But I do actually love Shoot High, Aim Low. Love the Trevor Rabin, John Anderson vocal on it. It's quite atmospheric on that. I don't mind that. 1991, The Disastrous Union. There's only one track I really like on there, and it's The Miracle of Life. It's the highlight of the album. It's just got a little bit of classical yes in there, but the rest of it is very dull. 1994, Talk. Another pretty weak album. Endless Dream. Probably the longest and the best track on the album. The rest of the album again is very mediocre. I don't listen to that album much at all. Open Your Eyes, probably the worst album. I can't remember the last time I really listened to this album, but I do like Universal Garden. I think it's one of the best tracks on the album. The rest is very confusing. 1999, The Ladder. Homeworld is really nice, and The Ladder, it's got a great guitar solo on it. Okay, then I sort of went off a little bit of kilter, because I do like the studio tracks that come off of the Keys of Ascension and Keys of Ascension 2, but in 2001 they put them together and called it Key Studio. One that I love is That Is, but Mind Drive is brilliant. I love Mind Drive. To me is just classic Yes, and it's probably one of the best tracks they've done in their later years. Superb track. 2001, Magnification came out. Don't Go. I love the vocal from John on that. In the Presence Of is another good track, but Magnification is the best track on here. It really does recapture those old days. The bass from Chris on that is wonderful. Then we go to Fly From Here from 2011. Hour of Need is the only thing I like on this. The album is very flat and mediocre. Talk about this in a minute again, this album. Heaven and Earth. The only highlight on this is Step Beyond. The rest of it is just very, very boring. I do like Jeff Downs' keyboards on that track. And then in 2018, Fly From Here, The Return Trip, different vocals. On the original it was Benoit David, who's a great singer, but Trevor Horn does it on here. And it's a much better album. And I do like Part 1 Week and fly. I think this has got a better sound. The mix is better. And no disrespect to Benoit, but I think Trevor sings this album a lot better. And then they brought out this little mini EP called From a Page in 2019. And I've mentioned this because To the Moment is absolutely brilliant. The keyboard work on this is super. I really love that track. 2021, The Quest. The only thing that's worth talking about is the Ice Bridge, which is nicked from an idea from Francis Monkman, but the drumming from Alan is good. We've got Steve's guitar work and Jeffrey. Brilliant. Which brings us up to date, and the last album from 2023, Mirror to the Sky. Not a very memorable album, but the title track is quite nice, and I think it's got some really nice guitar work from Steve Howell. It's the highlight of the whole album, because the rest of it is just boring. So there we go. There's a quick resume of Yes. Okay, that's all for today. What have we got for you tomorrow? It's Marathon Day. We've got a request, and it's one of those bands that a certain Randy Rhoads was in before he went off and did his short stint with Ozzy, of course, and that's Quiet Riot. They're still sort of going. It takes me back to my youth, so I'm going to rank the albums of Quiet Riot. Okay, I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye for now.